I'm going to ask what the current challenge is. I'm not going to look yet. Current challenge. What the advice is to move through this challenge. Let's just start there. Underneath the deck. Okay. Before I see anything else, we're getting the Seven of Cups. So part of the challenge, and we'll see what that card is making a decision. And it's like there are a lot of places that might bring you emotional fulfillment and you're not quite sure what the correct choice is to make right now. So before I pull these tarot and look, let me get an oracle card for each one. So again, we're asking the challenge and the advice right now to move through that challenge. Okay, challenge, advice. All right, and under the oracle deck is Rabia, the queen of saintly women. I am in service of divine love. I move the way love asks me to move. We've been seeing this a lot, and it's in the reverse, which is why, it goes along with the Seven of Cups, because the Seven of Cups is about emotional fulfillment. And so this is like, I want to choose the thing that's going to bring me the most joy, like true fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. But because that's probably like an unfamiliar path to you, you probably have always done what seems logical, what's practical, what looks good on paper, what's going to make other people happy, what's sort of socially acceptable. And right now, your soul, your spirit wants you to move the way love is asking you to move, which again, this has come up multiple times in my last readings. And I mean, it's something I think we all experience. I mean, myself included. When you're pivoting, changing directions, or you're going through like a transition in your life where this is required of you, it can just feel really edgy, scary, unfamiliar, and even quote unquote wrong to your logical mind, which might be like, are you okay? Like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, what makes you believe that you could actually do that, or that would be the way to go? So let's see what else we get. Starting with the challenge. Okay, the challenge is the Four of Wands, which I'm going to actually clarify, because this can be joy, like celebration energy, a foundation. It can indicate a home, but like a happy home, not something stressful. So it's coming up right, and this is the challenge. Maybe challenge is having a happy home or having things to celebrate in your life. We'll continue, I'll clarify. And then we're getting the Black Madonna in the reverse. Our Lady of the Hermits, I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. It's reversed. You're probably having a hard time transforming pain and suffering, maybe at home. This won't be true for everyone, because maybe at home for you means like internally, like within yourself. Maybe it doesn't have to do with a physical home, but it might have to do with family and a home life too. I'm going to actually clarify this. I feel like you're struggling to transform that pain into love, and you're also being asked to make an emotional decision regarding love or listening to your heart. And the challenge here is, how do I balance that maybe with my home life, or it's really very much like heart over head, but I'm going to clarify. So let's see what else we get here on the tarot. What is this Four of Wands about for the challenge? What is this about? Yeah, when I see the Hierophant reversed, to me it's always, and it has to do with home life. It can also have to do with like ending a contract. So it could be like ending a relationship, a marriage, a long-term commitment, or doing things like against the status quo, breaking the rules. It means like unconventional when it's in the reverse, doing something unconventional. What else? Yeah, the Fool in the reverse challenge, you're having a really hard time taking the leap of faith. And why? The Tower, again, this just came up in my last reading. Like I said, the same energy will just keep coming up. And you just have to see, like, if you're landing here and this is resonating, what is this for you? What is the thing that you're most afraid that's going to break down? Is it your home life? Is it your financial stability? Is it your job situation that feels stable, or that you believe that that's your security? And in some ways it probably is, at least in the 3D plane. Okay, let's just get one more. What is this Tower moment about? What is this fear, this thing that you're so afraid is going to be disrupted or ended or dissolved? The Star in the reverse. I mean, this is your destiny card, right? And it's in the reverse. It's like, The King of Swords reversed is about anger. Nine of Cups reversed, not being fulfilled right now, being really like pissed off and irritated, not emotionally fulfilled. I get the sense almost that whatever this is about, the challenge is like, it's like you already know that maybe what you're experiencing right now, this trouble transforming the pain and suffering into love, this whatever the thing is, the situation is that you feel is creating suffering for you, I feel you already know this is not where you're meant to be anymore, or you know that it's not making you happy. Like, you're very clear. In fact, you're so clear it's not making you happy, it's making you angry. You know this is not where you are meant to be forever, let's just say. It is where you're meant to be right now because you have something to learn. Because the Hierophant card is also a card about spiritual teachings or spiritual wisdom, esoteric knowledge, and it's a masculine energy. So it could also be in relation to because remember, it has a complement, the high priestess, the high priest, the high priestess. So the Hierophant is the high priest, and it's very much like it could be a man going through also spiritual lessons around this. Notice all the court cards are masculine. We've got Hierophant, the Fool. A Fool's not a court card, but it's like a man on the card. And then even this is a man on the King of Swords. So it could be masculine energy. But yeah, I feel like you're really actually pissed off and angry about this, and I'm just feeling like, why are you not making a decision? Let's just ask. Like, why are you struggling so much here? There's a Tower, you know, but why are you having so much trouble making this decision, whoever this is for? Because this feels like specifically about, like I said, I don't know why I'm just getting home over and over. Why are you having so much trouble? You don't feel empowered right now. For some reason, you're not feeling like you have all of the tools that you need to do this, but I don't think that that's true. I think it's more of a mindset thing, like a belief system that you think like your logic or your kind of, because remember, King of Swords is also the King of Logic, and it's reversed. It's gonna be like over strategizing, over analyzing, overly analytical to the point where you're really not listening to your heart, your emotions, and your intuition. But the Magician is like, you have all the tools, but you may not be using them properly, or it could be that you're feeling like you're lacking something to make the choice. And why else are you struggling to make this decision? The Eight of Cups reversed. You're having trouble letting something go emotionally, walking away from something. What is that? Page of Cups reversed, like a small, it's like a small open, okay, hold on. Before I go too far, let me get an oracle card here before I start rambling on and on. I'm getting like two different messages. What is this about? I'm asking here, why are you struggling to make a choice? There's like emotions cards in the reverse, but then we get the like beautiful reciprocal kind of mutual love energy. Or at least mutual, like it's beneficial emotionally for both parties. It doesn't always have to do with romance, but it could be. Why are you having trouble making this decision? This Saint of Authenticity. Oh my God, the Saint of Authenticity. Thank you, Spirit, for clarifying. And the Anger card. I am pure strength, Sekhmet, the Red Lady. I said someone's feeling really angry. I was picking that up very clearly. Someone's feeling really angry because they know where they're at is not where they're meant to be forever, or they don't intend to be there forever. It's like they're like saying to themselves, like, I know this is not meant for me anymore. Like, this is not my destiny. This is not it for me. Like, I just, fuck this. I don't want to be here anymore. Like, I'm over it. And I think on some level, whoever this is, you are over it. But there's something going on because it's come up over and over in my readings. And if you guys resonate with my readings, whether this is you, whether this is someone in your orbit, whether this is like a mirroring happening, maybe like with you and another person, and maybe they're experiencing some of this and you're kind of like on the sidelines, but then you have to remember that, like, if that's true and it is a mirroring happening, where in your life are you not taking risks? Are you not making choices? It may not be regarding the same situations, but if it's a mirror energy, you have to ask yourself, where do I need to make space? Where do I, like, for example, I'm laughing, like I just had to get a new laptop today, and also my nieces were over last night, not to digress, but like something that I've had for a really long time that I used a lot in the last decade. It's not an important thing, but it's something in my little spiritual tools, things, that my niece accidentally broke it. But it was like I wasn't using it anymore, and also it was from like another era where I used it a lot, and I just thought it was interesting that broke, my laptop died, like everything happened this week, and it feels like I've been really intending on making more space, for also new projects and new things this year, and also for surprises to come, like things that I don't know, like I can't anticipate yet. I'm just trying to make space. And then boom, 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 like things are dying, things are breaking, things are leaving. It's really interesting, so just think about it. Like if you know what I mean? If you watch these readings and you're like, oh yeah, this person I know is going through X, Y, Z, or oh, that's about them. Just remember, it's about you too, right? In some capacity. So whoever has been really angry about something, you have to, like, part of your lesson is the saying of authenticity. I am my authentic self in all circumstances. And this says, I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Now, it's kind of interesting because in Buddhism, for example, there's like a teaching to not yell back, because you have to remember that every time that you think, say, or do something, right, it's creating a mental impression. So if you want to stop experiencing anger in your world, the teaching is to do anything but respond with anger. Like anything, including to drop, like one of the teachings is like if somebody's yelling at you and you're afraid you're going to yell back, to drop something, even if it's like a glass or something. Like, and I'm not saying that it's always literally going to happen like this, but what they're saying is it's better to like shatter a glass and break the moment, break the energy up, do something to distract from that moment of anger so that you don't react, so that you don't respond in that way that you normally have habituated your mind to respond, and you stop planting seeds of anger, so down the road you're going to stop experiencing this anger all the time. Now, the caveat or the sort of disclaimer is that you also have to practice where you're at. If you've lived an entire life as a people pleaser and you've always bent over backwards for other people to make them happy, to do what everybody else wants while you repress, shove down your needs, silence yourself, censor yourself, and you've been doing that for your whole life, this is very radical. Like, this is going to feel super edgy to you. You're going to be like, I'm risking everything by doing this, because you're not used to it, because you've kind of collected people around you probably that do like walk all over you or mistreat you. And it's not because you deserve to be mistreated or that you deserve to be a doormat. You don't. But unconsciously, you've created all of these relationships where like it's not an equal energy exchange, where you feel disempowered. And over time, that builds up a tremendous amount of resentment and anger to the point where it can make you sick. It can manifest in other ways. And this is not to feel shame or to be like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? It's to just understand, like, it's a pattern. It's a pattern. It's a habit. And you have to change your habits. And it starts with one step at a time. It just starts with one step at a time. My parents did some of this work when they were like 60. So they didn't do it maybe their first time around when they had the lesson originally, maybe in their 30s with their parents and stuff, and then it came back later. And finally, when it got dealt with, guess what? The drama dissolved. It went away because they finally learned the lesson. So I am getting kind of a few messages in here about your fear of expressing this anger, because you're probably like, and what's interesting? A lot of times the people who repress their anger because they're shoving it down and because they are having angry thoughts, they may not be saying them, but they're thinking it, they tend to be surrounded by a lot of anger in a lot of cases. And that's just a mirror, of things that are going on within you. And it is sad, and you have to just, you have to believe that you deserve better to get yourself out of this hole, because it can feel like quicksand. But then once you start to crawl out of it, I promise, like for every person I've ever worked with, I can honestly say this, who's truly applied themselves to resolve this pattern, it gets better. It gets better and better. It gets easier. You stop experiencing this drama over and over. It gets lighter. You're pivoting faster. You stop attracting people who mistreat you. People honor your boundaries. You teach people how to treat you. And then guess what? They start disappearing and falling away. And the people that are already there that stay start to treat you better. So it gets better. So yeah, I feel like these little emotions cards in here, the Eight of Cups and the Page of Cups reversed, I'm getting, the possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless in the reverse. I just think emotionally maybe you're not seeing the opportunity, or you're not finding the right words, or you're feeling like limited in what you can say, or you're afraid that if you say what you really want to say, that it's going to create a massive disruption or like a huge breakdown that you're not ready to deal with, something like that. So let's just continue here. The advice, let's see what we've got. Okay, death reversed as the guidance to really let this transformation, again, another repeat card I keep getting, to let the transformation fully take place. But also, I think right now, whoever this is, and maybe even people around you, you could be judging yourself and be like, why am I still here? Or why am I still learning this? Or, you know, why is this not over yet? Why isn't it going faster? Like, I don't know, something like that. And the timing is divine timing, because you have to fully learn whatever it is that you need to learn from this situation. And it almost feels like divine organization that things are the way they are, and that it is kind of dragging out, because I feel that there's something here you can't avoid. And I think it is about speaking up. Like I said, yeah, okay, the Buddhist sort of teaching is to not yell back, and I'm not saying that you have to yell at someone or to lose your temper or to be as angry as maybe they are, or to match someone's like shitty energy. But you have to honor how you're feeling at the very least. If you deny it and you're like, I'm not angry, I'm fine, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. Or like you're telling everyone around you and you're living in this like denial, even if you know deep down like this is ridiculous, but you're trying to convince everybody else, well, then you're not being honest, you're not being authentic. And again, that creates a lot of stagnation and this festering, this anger that starts to boil up. Like I said, it usually ends up as either health issues, other compulsive behavior, could end up as addictions. I've seen so many people struggle with addiction, whether it be alcohol or any other kind of addiction, you know, because of just repressed emotions that they don't know how to handle, or they've never been taught how to deal with, or they're ashamed of, they feel guilty about. So anyways, there's something here about really allowing the transformation to fully take place, because it's coming with actually a Buddhist card, Lady of the Lotus Born. Embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment, and it's reversed. I'm going to clarify. I am feeling something health-wise. I keep feeling health issues or health stuff, or like I said, if you've been drinking a lot or overeating or sort of like abusing any kind of like substances or drugs, it's like the path will become clear. I wonder if we'll get that card. The path will become clear when your mind is more clear, and when your body feels more clear. Remember, your body is a vessel. It's also the receiver, you know, intuitively. So I'm just checking the time. Your body needs to be maybe purified a bit, you know, for this to fully complete itself, whatever this lesson is. So let's just clarify this here. This card about courage. Mary of Nazareth, it says, I am blessed, my courage gives birth to the divine, but I'm really picking out courage here because I do feel that the choice that you need to make is a really challenging one. Like I said, it's probably going to disrupt your entire life. And that's overwhelming, you know what I mean? Like, let's not put it lightly. The work I do with people is not easy. That's why everybody's not doing it. But the ones that do it reap the benefits. But it's like you really have to be willing to make challenging decisions, like in real time. It's not just you read a book and, oh, that's great. No, you have to apply it. Wow, yeah, I love that this comes up. I have a pendant of hers. I have her on my altar. It was a cool synchronicity how it all happened. But Our Lady of Guadalupe, the Empress of Protection. I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. She's called like the mystical rose. She's saying that if you have the courage to make this, I feel this strongly. I think that's why it's coming through also right now, because I've been asking for that assistance from that energy specifically. It's like if you have the courage, and we'll get a tarot card on this, but it's like if you have the courage, oh my God, yeah, the home card reversed under here. I am telling you, for some people, this has to do with an actual home. Like you might be sharing space with someone. It could be a long-term partner. It could be a spouse. There might even be like a family involved. And the choice you're going to make is going to disrupt your home. Could mean that you have to move. It could mean that it could be really uncomfortable at home. It could be like a separation situation, a relocation situation, divorce, all of the above. Something where it's like going to be a huge change and you might just be like, oh, it's too much. But then again, you know what you need to do. So what I'm feeling here is that you have the protection too. If there's part of the decision that feels really scary for some reason, whatever that means to you, I'm getting that you're going to be supported in it. Let's just get a tarot card there to clarify death reversed. Because again, that's a card about slow, like transformation, you know, like a deep transformation. It's a major arcana card. The world, the end of the cycle. Yeah, it's very near when you make this choice. I feel you're very protected. High Priestess, upright. Again, the complement to the masculine card over here. I kind of felt like she was going to come out. I think that's why I said it. She's the other psychic half. It's like the masculine and the feminine spiritual, the internal spiritual wisdom, the spiritual teachings. The High Priestess is really like, she's sitting here on her throne and she just knows. She just knows, she sees, she's, you know, intuitive, psychic, clairvoyant, all the clairs, like just feeling very tuned in, you know, on a what's the word? Like on another dimension, like beyond the physical. And the masculine is the one that's in the reverse. So just trusting that perhaps there's also, maybe there's like another woman that is part of this equation that is very intuitive that you can trust, or maybe it's like the part of you that, let's see, what is this High Priestess? Hold on. Justice reversed. I feel also your intuition is clearly guiding you here. Like you should trust it. Because you're afraid that something's unfair or it's not balanced yet. This is a karma card. Justice reversed. Unfair karma, feeling that you've been slighted or that you're getting the short end of the stick or that something is unfair about this decision. The King of Cups. I'm not surprised that this comes in all my readings. King of Cups and High Priestess together upright. You know emotionally what you want. This is upright. This is like water energy, very psychic, very intuitive, very deep feeler, deep lover. Could be the person that has to make the choice, or this person could be involved somehow. But what I'm getting is that, yeah, Empress reverse, like a distorted feminine energy. I just think there's been a lot of issues maybe with women, or distorted women, maybe women with anger issues, maybe women who were like abusive in some way, whether that's verbally, emotionally, physically, financially, psychologically, all of the above. There's something here like a mother wound that has led to a lot of these issues. I've picked it up in many readings. I'm be honest, most of the men that I work with too, they have this like mother wound that they're resolving, which is why they have so many issues with women, and they do tend to be more of like the passive side of things. They have to learn how to come into their power, and really the work I do with men is them in their power. It's heart opening, but it's also them finding their voice and finding that like unapologetic kind of tapping, giving them permission to really tap into that darker masculine energy, which is the piece they're missing. It's the part that they haven't, it's like the shadow piece they haven't integrated yet. And that's why they end up as doormats, and they come to me and they're like, why am I not like getting all the things that I deserve? And it's like, you have to embody that energy. So yeah, one more card here, Five of Pentacles. There's a fear of loss, fear of abandonment, a fear of being left out in the cold. There is a decision to make, probably about a relationship, Lover's card, and a lot of drama right now. A lot of people involved, a lot of opinions. But again, there is this new beginning, Ace of Cups, that is right around the corner. You guys, when I tell you that, when I feel into it, it feels like it's soon. It's this year. It's like a cycle that's meant to end now, very soon. But it's like you have to, whoever this is, you've got to take that the final step is going to be the hardest one, because it's going to be the scariest one. It's going to be the one where you really have to trust. And then I'm getting Holy Fire reversed. I really love this card. Let me read it to you before we go. It says, connecting with our life force, and remember, this is the reverse, so this is a distortion that needs to be resolved. It says, connecting with our life force means shifting attention away from the mind and into the body. Perfect. We got the embodiment card. Embodiment is bliss. And I said, you probably need to focus more on your body. Get out of your head, drop into your body. That could be through breathing, meditation, exercise, like mindful movement. Like I do Pilates and things or yoga, where I'm really dropped into my body a lot. I do that multiple times a week. Some people do martial arts or other types of things, even Qigong, something where you're really tuning inward and connecting your energetic body. Anyway, it says, shift attention away from the mind into the body. In tantric practices, our creative sexual energy emanates from our second chakra located in the lower belly and pelvic area. Heating up this area through breathing exercises requires an awareness and a willingness to renounce the supremacy of neck up logic, as I was saying in the beginning. Out of the head into the heart. Research the link between breath and arousal. Read about breathing exercises like breath of fire, for example, or other diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing where you're really starting to build the energy in your lower chakras. Try breath of fire meditation. Practice inhaling and exhaling from this lower area instead of up here in your chest for, several rounds. You could do like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. You could even do 10 long, deep breaths like that and just notice how blissful you feel. But a holy fire to me tells me with this, where is it, the Sekhmet, the like fire, red lady, strength and anger card, that almost like you've got to let your anger fuel you, not in a toxic way, but in a transformational way. Like you have to alchemize that pain into strength so that you can make the final leg of this journey, because it's the one that's going to require the most courage, the most embodiment, the most faith. Honestly, I'm hearing faith. I'm just cutting the deck and I'm getting the goddess of discernment, Freya. I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes and it's reversed. So noticing, and we got holy fire, noticing all the places where you've been losing your energy and noticing all the places in your life where you say yes to things that are a fuck no, actually. They're not a fuck yes. So I'll leave you guys with that. If you need support with this, feel free. I do have 60-minute clarity sessions. Those are intuitive sessions. And we get straight to the point, you guys. I do not waste a minute, so it's well worth it. And then I've got 2 new offers for mentorship for either a one-time session with 2 weeks of email support, 90-minute session. It's like an intensive, like a breakthrough session, or 3 months, and it's called the Devoted Masculine and the Devoted Feminine. It's a very similar offer, but one's for women, more specifically, a little bit different issues, and one is for the men. Links for that are both below. That's what I've got going on right now. So I'm sending you guys so much love. Truly, especially with this, because this keeps coming up in my readings. You've got this more than you realize, but if you want some support, I'm here for you. So I will see you guys soon in the next one. Take care.